këto dhe shumë çështje të tjera në këtë intervistë ekskluzive. Sot kemi ambasadorin e Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës. Your Excellency Kosnett, welcome to Rubikon.
Thank you, Adriatik. It's good to be back.
Thank you. Kosovo has a new prime minister and also a new president. You supported the voting of the new institutions in Kosovo. You met majority of the ministers so far. You met Prime Minister Kurti. You met President Osmani. How do you see these first days of work?
Well, first of all, I think it's important that Kosovo have functioning institutions, that there be a government in place that is able to move forward. I think the election of the president was very important. It's not a matter of who is the president, who is the prime minister. It's that the institutions be able to function. Now, having said that, I think that the Kurti government is eager to get moving and to fulfill its promises to the people of Kosovo. I think that we've seen recently, and the February elections were a reminder of this, that people in Kosovo are eager for change. They want to see real action against corruption. They want to see an economic program that is really going to help the lives of ordinary people. And I think it's important to note, and I've talked about this before, that it isn't only the responsibility of the government to move the country forward, that the opposition parties have an important role to play in developing policy in conjunction with the government. The private sector is vital to this country's economic development. The voices of civil society matter. So I think this is a very exciting moment for Kosovo, and it's important that every institution and every individual in the country play their role.
But in the first days of forming the new institutions, we have seen that Prime Minister Kurti, or prior to being voted for the Prime Minister, Kurti and Vjosa Osmanin met the opposition leaders, but the opposition leaders complained that they asked them to work together in some fields, but didn't ask them to vote for the government or for the president. Then we saw the stalemate that happened during the election of the president. You were involved with your tweet. You said the U.S. government position remains unchanged. We support an assembly vote for president. We call on all members of the assembly to fulfill their responsibilities to the people of Kosovo by participating in the vote to ensure a quorum. But we've seen that AAK and PDK didn't attend the voting of the president, boycotting it. How do you see these happening?
Well, it's my view, it's a very American view, that we think parties in opposition have a role to play that is just as important as the parties in government in helping to form policies. You know, the point is not that opposition parties are required just to blindly support and agree with everything the government does. There needs to be a policy in place where the opposition parties and the government meet regularly, discuss, argue, find a way forward together. You know, the people in opposition have just as much responsibility as the people in government to move the country forward. Now, I think it is very important that this be a two-way street. It isn't just the job of the opposition parties to listen to the government. The government needs to listen to the opposition parties and to people outside the political world, to the business community, to civil society, and so on. So with regard to the vote for president, the point that we were making